Somewhere out there, in the pitch-black silence of the African night, something small is moving. Not a lion, not a leopard, not anything most people would fear. She is barely the size of a house cat, 2 pounds of fur, muscle, and pure, ruthless precision. Researchers call her Gyro, and she is, pound for pound, the most lethal hunter on the entire planet. To find her, scientists have fitted her with a radio tracking collar, a tiny beacon that pulses through the darkness, telling them exactly where she is. Without it, she'd be invisible, swallowed whole by the night. But tonight, using surveillance cameras equipped with technology that rivals a cat's own night vision, we can follow her, step by step, into the hunt. The moment darkness falls, Gyro's night begins. She doesn't sit. She doesn't wait. She walks. And she walks and walks and walks. Over the course of a single night, this 2-pound cat can cover up to 20 miles in search of food, a distance that surpasses every other small wild cat on Earth. No other cat her size even comes close. For Gyro, rest is a luxury she cannot afford. Her metabolism burns fast and hot. To survive, she must eat. And to eat, she must keep moving. So she marches forward. Steady, relentless, a tiny shadow crossing the vast African dark. As she moves, her senses are working overtime. Her eyes, enormous relative to her small skull, are built to capture every photon of starlight. She can see in near total darkness with a clarity that would leave any human fumbling blind. But it's her ears that are the true marvel. Gyro's ears swivel independently, picking up the faintest rustle in the grass, the micro shuffle of a foot, the flicker of a tail, the soft landing of a wing. Her brain processes these sounds instantaneously, triangulating exactly where a potential meal is hiding. She hears what the night thinks it's keeping secret. Not every meal has to be dramatic. Gyro slows. Her eyes lock onto something clinging to a dry stem ahead. A locust. Small, crunchy, barely a snack by any measure. But Gyro doesn't negotiate with hunger. Anything that moves is a candidate. She snatches the locust with a snap of her jaws. Swallowed. Done. She moves on without ceremony. Every calorie counts on a 20-mile night shift. Then a sound, softer than soft. A tiny scratching somewhere beneath the dry grass. Gyro freezes completely. Not even the tip of her tail moves. She processes, calculates, identifies. A gerbil. This is what she came for. Gerbils are the prey Gyro prefers above all else. Fast, fat with energy, and almost perfectly sized for her strike. But catching one requires something more than hunger. It requires patience and perfect technique. Gyro begins to move, but not like you'd expect. She doesn't rush. She sinks. With a fluid wiggle, she tucks her legs beneath her, compressing her body until her belly almost grazes the ground. She becomes a shadow, a ripple in the grass. Nothing more. This low-profile stalk is deliberate engineering. The closer she can get without being detected, the more powerful and accurate her strike will be. She moves in silence. 1 centimeter, then another. The gerbil has no idea. The moment arrives. Gyro's body is now perfectly coiled, rear legs loaded with energy, eyes locked on the exact position of her target, every muscle taut and ready. She is, in this moment, a biological spring. She does not hesitate. She launches. The burst is explosive. All of that stored energy released in a fraction of a second, her small body becoming a projectile aimed with deadly precision at something she can barely even see. And she lands it. The gerbil doesn't get away. Here is the number that defines Gyro. She hits her target 60% of the time. That might not sound astonishing until you compare it. Lions succeed on roughly 1 in 4 hunts. Cheetahs, famous for their speed, succeed less than half the time. Even leopards, stealthy, powerful leopards, land fewer of their strikes than this 2-pound hunter in the dark. 60%. It is the highest hunting success rate recorded in the entire cat family. She has miles still to go tonight. More gerbils. Maybe a bird flushed from the grass. Whatever the night offers, she will take it. With those superb eyes, those satellite dish ears, and that coiled, explosive strike that makes her unlike anything else alive. She is not the biggest. She is not the fastest. She weighs less than a bag of flour. But out here, in the darkness she owns, Gyro is the most effective killer on 4 paws. The deadliest cat on the planet.